I was lacking the tools. The whole week I've been pushed out of my comfort zone. First person on the first day, number close. You just made me do it.
Yeah.
Whereas I hadn't done for all these years.
Hi guys, welcome back. It's me, Johnny Cassell. Wherever you're watching this, make sure that you subscribe to keep updated with future content from myself and my team. Right, today we have Tim. Tim has just completed his 7-day program and I've dragged him out of it, and I just want to put him down for a couple of minutes just to share with you guys what he's experienced on the week and the reasons why he came into the week and what he wanted to gain from it. So Tim, mate, thanks for coming in and
thank you for having me.
To do this.
It's a pleasure.
Right. What would you say your beliefs were before you came on the program? What beliefs did you have about yourself?
I believed that I was a smart, intelligent, charming guy. I believed that I was due to be successful in life, but ultimately that was just a kind, good guy.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what actions weren't you taking prior to the course? What did you feel the course would enable you to then go on and do?
I came here I believed that I could go and achieve what I want in life, but I was lacking the tools to be able to go out and do that. Speaking very specifically, it's intimidating to approach women in the street or in a club unless you've had loads of drink.
Right.
And I know that I can interact with women to a high level. I have done in the past,
Right.
but it's never been with just people that I didn't already have a pre-existing relationship with.
Got you.
So it's really given me the ability to go and get what I want. If I see something that I want, I can now go and speak to them and I can approach them.
Right. So one of the issues was that you were going out. You could perhaps approach, but it was only after a few drinks.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. Which a lot of guys can probably relate to. In fact, we did a recent program with a guy who said something very similar.
Mhm.
Who was actually an alcoholic.
Okay.
I also recognise that there's other things in your life that have exposed you to certain situations, like working in restaurants, and that's a gift that a lot of people can't really relate to. But still, there is obviously an element of moving from a platonic to a sexual place. Do you feel that you've been able to do that this week?
Move a specific relationship to?
In terms of being able to establish like a platonic relationship with someone, and then move in the subtle nuances that would indicate your interest.
Yeah, I've definitely like been told and then put into practice some of those ways of taking it from just like, oh hi, yeah, I like trees, do you like trees, and tea and coffee and the normal bullshit which people talk about all the time, to actually making someone more interested, holding eye contact for that length of time where it's not just talking about some nonsense, where you can see someone's genuinely becoming interested in you beyond that platonic relationship.
Right. Okay. Well, let's go into it then. What was your experience like? Who was your first? Was it me?
It was Luke, right? Luke.
So, what was your experience like working with Luke? What did you get out of that session?
That was very good. Luke kind of made me, or asked me the questions that I had sort of asked to myself, but I hadn't verbalized the answers to them. It was like, why was I here? What did I want to get out of it? What's been holding me back? What are my thoughts? What are my concerns about coming into working with someone such as yourself, and mental issues, like mindset issues, and he was also, to be fair, he was quite sharp. He said, you need to, if you're going to come out on this, you need to dress better. You need to dress 100% all the time. There's no room for bullshit.
Yeah.
He was to the point, but very helpful. He also has, the whole week I've been pushed out of my comfort zone. Recommended that I do a little bit of yoga, but to explore that further and like to the more like spiritual side of things.
Of course he did.
Sure. He sent me a couple of links to places I should hit up.
Yeah.
Part of this has been that my eyes have been open to a certain extent, and therefore I'm willing to try. The whole week I've been pushed out of my comfort zone. where I would have been like seen like someone that I wanted to speak to, and been like, yeah, you know what, tomorrow, next week.
Yeah, there is no tomorrow.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas now they're like, no one has to say, what about her? I'm already there.
Great. Okay, so great session of Luke. Who else did you work with after that? Was it H?
H.
Right, so your first evening session of H, and you had several others throughout the week. So he really got a chance to see your progression throughout, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
What was your experience like with him?
I love H. H is just a great guy.
Yeah.
You know, like I hope I stay in contact with all of you.
Yeah.
But beyond this, yeah, definitely like I will stay in contact with H. Like
Good.
he's just he's a great guy. You know, what he teaches is kind of different from what you guys teach. It's like
every video I say is the same about H.
Yeah. It's the little things like when the first club he went to, like I thought he knew all the staff there. He didn't. He only knew one of them. But the way he interacted, the way he made people feel at ease, it was just great. And you know, walking past a club with a queue and just getting let in, like if you talk about in a game and like being like a boss mentality, that does that immediately.
Right.
It's just like it's just like all you wankers in suits lined up. Yeah, see you later. I'm with H.
Great. I mean, you know, I think what's worth mentioning is there's definitely like the meta game, right? There's a bigger picture of what we're teaching as well, but there's also the micro, and definitely right there is the meta.
Yeah.
You know, how you are as a social being.
And it's also like one of the concerns that I think me and anyone coming to your course will have is that like, you know, you read it in the press these like sleazy guys who've only like got one thing on their mind, but actually not like, you know, I don't think if you're just interested in like sleeping with women after women, then you won't go and shake every bouncer's hand. You won't make small chit chat to a guy cleaning the plates or the guy tidying up and stuff. Like,
how did you manage your way in there? You managed your way in the kitchen?
Yeah. I told them I used to work. They signed me up.
You've got some extreme access. Okay.
Yeah, it was just eye-opening. It was like that's another big change in my behaviour that I really, and not necessarily for any closet, just because it's a nice thing to do some guy who spends his day like stood outside a bar having to drag away drunk people who look down on them all the time. Yeah. Like actually, interesting people. Just had some good conversations with some nice people who in the past I would have just walked past because what the fuck do I know?
Excellent. So it's really changed your just not being so involved in yourself, but just be more outward.
Yeah, exactly. It's like we spend our lives walking with the blinkers on. You know, just focusing on what I need to do to make my life better, to make things good for me, because that's all I care about. But actually, if, like you say, if you give, and people see you giving, then and it kind of comes around full circle.
Right. You don't expect it to come around, but
if it does, great. Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. And then I think it was me before Dan, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So be nice. How was your experience with me?
It was good. Like, you know, we spent a lot of time speaking to start with, and then we were just out there, right? Just putting in what I knew was the hard work that I had to put in to improve. Because you know, you can read all the theory, there's so much stuff on the internet that you know there isn't enough space in anyone's brain to digest it all.
Yeah.
And you know, I'd spent a lot of time reading that, and then
I think a lot of people do.
And then, but just never putting it into practice. And the funny thing is, like, I spent all those time looking at like routines and openers and stuff. I didn't use any of those. Like, it was just a case of just like being, you just pushing up, what about her, and me going and speaking to her. First person on the first day, number close.
Yeah.
Second person on the second day, on the first day, exactly the same.
Yeah. And
then you know, you just made me do it.
Yeah.
Whereas I hadn't done for all these years.
Right. And what I'll add to that as well is that I was very quick to recognise that you became very competent quite quickly getting a number.
Yeah.
Right. There's certain people that come on this course, they come at a different level, and they're, you know, some learn quicker than others. It's okay. So for you and what I wanted to achieve, it was something I said to all the trainers and reports. Look, Tim's very competent at getting numbers. It's not about that now. It's about the next thing. You know, it's about going on a date there and then, or you know, getting some sort of compliance, maybe getting a kiss in the daytime, right? Which I don't think you're too far from. To be honest, I don't say that a lot about. I don't say that to a lot of students, right? But you've obviously learned pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that led us on to our next day, didn't it? When we had that first approach in the park.
Yep.
You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So it was this day 3, I believe, Wednesday. Just walking around Green Park, we saw a girl doing some weird yoga stuff, climbing a tree. Yeah. And you were like, well,
that's peculiar.
Yeah, you were like, this is the easiest opening since people started opening girls.
Right.
So I went over, and I just smiled, and she smiled right back, and we spoke. And then next thing, I was sitting next to her on her blanket. We went for a coffee. So Insta date. Yeah. Which went great. We clicked. Like it was easy. It was so easy. Right. Which I think is one of the reasons. Like it's going to be easy with some people, but if you only spend your life speaking to a very small amount of people, there's only a tiny amount of people that you have the chance to connect with. Whereas if you do open yourself up to the opportunity to speak to as many people as you possibly can, be it men or women, like this, it's beyond just like seduction or whatever you want to call it. It was just there are people in this world who could be anywhere, but if in that one instance when you cross paths, if you don't speak to them, then you're never going to click. And I clicked with this girl straight away, and then it was great. And then we went out afterwards as well. And yeah, it was a really fun day. Like whatever happens,
it was so fun. We had to bin off the evening.
Yeah.
Because not only did you take her for a juice, but you'd organised to go dancing and go to some vegetarian restaurant. Yeah. So I ended up having put my feet up at home and
yeah.
Excellent. I had a night off. Yeah. So how was your time spent with Dan?
Dan, first of all, Dan is a tough teacher, but that's what you need. Like Dan hasn't got time for bullshit, and it's not in a bad way. He's just like pushing you to go and do what I came here, which is to put in the miles. Like there were times with Dan, I had, not because of him, I had my toughest days with Dan. Right. With Dan were the days where, it wasn't like just happening straight away for me, which kind of set up like false expectations in my head, because the first couple of days just went so well, so quickly that I was like, God knows where I'm going to be at the end.
Yeah.
But then, I think it was day 4 with Dan, and things were not going my way.
Right, so it took a turn, right?
Took a turn. Girls were brushing me off, just for like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I wanted to give up. It got to like a few hours in, and I was like, you know what? I'm done for the day. I don't want to do this anymore.
Right. Went off to sulk.
Yeah. Basically, it was just like a footballer. You can't do it anymore. It was just like fuck this, whatever. And then he was like, just do one more, just do it. It was like this like really pretty Hungarian girl, and it just went. She had a boyfriend, unfortunately, but the interaction just went so well that it was just
picked up your mood.
It just picked up my mood.
Really glad you said that, because a lot of guys contact me. They feel discouraged because they've had a period where they just haven't been able to break through. But a lot of it's to do with what's going on in your head.
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps like that at a point of the week you're feeling very fatigued and tired, and that's obviously what you project.
Yeah.
But what's most important is you've identified when you do feel like that, to pick up your energy and get you back into state.
Yeah.
All it takes is one positive interaction.
And then all the fatigue's gone. That part, like, it is like a drug when it goes well. It's just like the focus, the eyes go ding. Like the focus is on. Like it's when, like, especially after going bad. Like when it happened to me yesterday with Dan as well. Just like a few bad ones. It was like a Brazilian model from Fashion Week who didn't speak any English whatsoever, and it was just weird, and just a couple of other girls. But then we were sat at a Starbucks because I was tired at that point. I was genuinely on day 6. It was just it's a lot of concentrating doing this. Yeah. It's like anything which is positive and causes growth. It's tiring. It's tiring. It's like working out. You get when you're new to it, you get fatigued. Your muscles are sore, and I was like that. I I was ready to throw in the towel, and then this really, really lovely girl walked past, and Dan was like, "Go on," and I was like, "No."
No, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I was like, "No, I can't, man. I can't."
Oh,
And he was like, "Just do it." And I was like, and I thought about it for a second.
you thought about punching him. You wouldn't have been the first. Right.
And I was like, you know what, just fuck it. And I went over. It was great. I got a number. It was like,
Amazing.
yeah.
You know.
The thing is, it's like there have been moments when I've not been like, Dan, you're a prick, but it's just like, fuck, I just want to fucking not do it. And he keeps pushing you, like any good teacher. Pushes you out of your comfort zone. Because I've lived my whole life in my comfort zone.
Yeah.
You know, and that's
why
got
you're
me.
here, right?
That's why I'm here, exactly.
Right.
You know, I've not been completely unsuccessful in life, but I've not got anywhere near where I want to be.
Yeah.
And it's you know, Dan has helped just stop me being a pussy.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep you on track.
Yeah, exactly.
Good. Yeah, it's a love and hate relationship with with Dan. But you reached a point of love.
Oh yeah,
towards the end.
definitely. Oh well, love's a bit strong,
Right.
but I mean, great deal of respect,
Appreciation.
and yeah, it's just I've seen the man work as well, and you know he's very talented, and like it's not. The thing is, it's like you could be just like, oh, these guys telling you to approach girls. Well, of course, if you go and speak to girls, eventually you're going to do a bit better than if you're never speaking to them.
Yeah.
But like, you know, just like the very basic thing is like I kept fucking up my spatial awareness, getting way too close to them when I speak to them, and it just obviously it freaks girls out if you if you come up to them on the street and you're within like a foot of them and they're being like, oh, you look very beautiful, and like you're trying to talk to them. But like just today, I took an extra step back, made an effort, and you just see it in their faces straight away.
Difference.
It's amazing. It's just those subtle things which, even if you did have the balls to go out and do it by yourself,
You can't see it.
how can you can try and error, but like how are you going to actually see what your mistake was?
Yeah.
Because you don't know, you don't have a frame of reference.
And that's what coaching's good for.
Yeah.
You know, it's picking up on your blind spots, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. Well, yeah, and wait, what's next? What's next for you now? You know, I mean, the work is definitely not finished. A lot of people think, you know, like they do this course and then suddenly everything's great, right? And what I like to put emphasis in is, you know, success is found off the course. You know, success is now found in the work that you put in. So, what sort of things are you now going to put in place to keep the ball rolling?
Well, very specifically, I'm going to go back, give it a couple of days, and I'm just going to write up day by day what I got out of it. You know, what happened, what I thought about it, and so I can develop a framework. Like I said to you, I saw this as a master's.
Yeah.
You know, many successful people have done masters and then or MBAs and gone on to be successful, but that was just the beginning bit. You know, that got you through, that doing that masters gets you the job interview, and then you have to put in the hard work.
Absolutely.
And that's the way I see it. It's like I now, while writing up what I've done, I'm gonna create my own structured program for myself, so I don't fall off the boil. And yeah, it's you know, you pass your driving test, then you learn to drive.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so I fully appreciate, and because coming into this, I kind of thought like day 7, I'll probably have like 3 or 4 girls like that I'll be able to be going on dates with.
Yeah.
As it happens, I have 1 or 2, but I, you know, it's going to be hard. I appreciate how hard. Well, let me put it like this: when I first came to you, I thought, right, once I get through approaching, then it'll be easy. That's the hard part, right? I got over the fear of that, and then I was just like, oh, that was the easiest bit. Going up and speaking to someone is the easiest bit. So it's then like, all right, once I'm like confident in like conversations and like stuff like that, then they'll be like, yeah, you speak to them, and then you get the number. That'll be easy. You know, I started getting numbers really easily, but then you realize, you know, girls give their numbers just to get you to go away. Like really, like if you've only speaking to, like, it makes sense. Why if someone was speaking to me and I gave them my number after 10 minutes, but like what, like you've played such a tiny part, you made such a tiny impact. So I then realized it's fine, you can get the number, but you need to have built built that impact. You need to have built something. You need to have made enough impact. Built a small relationship, you know. But that takes, because it's kind of. I remember in my younger dating days, that was like seen as like such a trophy to like, oh, did you get a number? It's like, yeah, but then 2 weeks later, I haven't seen or heard from her. Like, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just.
There's so many little micro behaviors that you need to think about, whether it be your conversation, your follow-up technique, you're demonstrating a certain level of value.
Yeah. So I just need to put in loads of work. Mm-hmm. I get that, but you know, I've had such a good time, even when it's been tough. It's still always been fun.
Do you know what's really funny is I think earlier on in the week you said about the other guys that have done testimonial videos, and you go there, they all look fucked. Like, they're like, oh yeah, it was a great week. It was it was good. You should definitely come on. And now you're another one of those guys that are fucking tired. But.
Yeah, look, it's a tough course, man. Like, you know, it's if there's any guys thinking that you're just gonna come and it's gonna be like high fives and like, and you'll be like sleeping with models by day 5, it's like, that's not what's gonna happen. Like, it's hard work, but it's something that I discussed with Dan. It's just like, it's your brain just processing everything. It's like, so I'm not, you know, we've been walking like 13 miles a day, but I'm
didn't tell you about that. But surprise, surprise.
I'm not physically tired. Like, I'm mentally exhausted. It's like, it's so much concentrating. It's, you know, your emotions go up and down. It's hard when you've been doing well and then some girl looks at you and just like, and then just walks on like that. Right. That's a tough blow to take. Yeah. But that was a much tougher blow a few years ago than it is today. Like that, you know, and that's going to keep happening. I know that it's going to keep happening, but it's going to happen less and less and less.
Yeah, because you become more familiar.
Yeah, and you know, I've been working with you guys. Like, I do have, like, I can start to spot the mistakes. Like, you know, when it doesn't go well, and like
you
Dan or yourself, like, yeah, exactly.
As opposed to, oh, I got rejected.
Yeah, it's like, oh, fucking girls, fucking yeah. It's like, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that you could really share with anyone watching this that's maybe gone through something similar to yourself, but that's just still on the fence about it? They're going, oh, you know, humming and hawing about it. Is there anything that you could say that could kind of, you know, add to, be a positive influence to make them do the right thing?
I mean, very simply, just do it. Mm-hmm. Just take action. Like, I read The Game about 10 years ago, and I spent those 10 years wondering, oh, is it bullshit? You know, what's going to happen? Like, you know, could it be me? Yada, 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 yada. And now my only regret is I didn't do this years ago. You know, right. I didn't, because it's, like I said, like any industry, you guys get a bad rap, right? Like, it's like, oh, they're just trying to teach guys how to sleaze on girls and like, fuck girls and never call them again. But that's not actually the truth. It's in lots of ways, it's a kind of like a self-improvement, because
absolutely, 100%.
If you want that end goal of having successful relationships with women, then it's not just a case of just saying some stuff to them and like hypnotize them or any rubbish like that. It's about becoming a better person, the best person you can be, and the most desirable person you can be. And
genuinely showing up as the real you.
Yeah, exactly. And once you feel better as a human being, like, that shines onto the world.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Good stuff. Well, look, thank you for taking the time to share your experience and, you know, give out some bit of information about why you should do it. It's been very helpful and valuable. Guys, if you enjoyed that, click like, subscribe, but more importantly, if you feel like you're in a similar situation where you sat on the fence, you've maybe read a book 10 years ago and fantasized about living a better lifestyle than you currently live in, then why don't you just hop over to the website and get in touch. It all starts with a conversation, okay? All right, guys, thank you very much. Take care.